Annie paced back and forth in her cell. All while her cellmate, Pamela Isley, better known as Poison Ivy, was sitting by the windowsill.
Will you stop?
Annie turned to her cellmate.
I don't know how much I can take. Why did they separate us?
Ivy sighed.
You and I possess metahuman abilities, hence the collars. Your boyfriend and his stupid friends do not.
What's the layout?
Besides the human and metahuman wing, there's also extreme isolation.
That sounds like solitary confinement. Why would a mental institution have that?
That's where people such as Zaz and Joker are sent to.
Ivy explained. Annie could notice the vitriol in her words regarding Joker.
When can we leave the cells and get something to eat?
Soon.
Would you be willing to protect me?
Ivy turned to Annie.
Excuse me?
I was a former superhero back in my world. I have a target on my back.
Ivy started to laugh.
You were never a superhero, kid. All you were was nothing more than a corporate spokesperson.
I saved lives.
Sure you did, but tell me, what did you do to ever make a difference, as your employers polluted your Earth?
Annie was silent.
I would have spoken up. They fired the Deep when I brought up what he did to me.
Not when you threatened their stock price. Tell me something. Did people even have respect for that man even before you brought up what he did to you?
Annie was silent.
Reform is pointless. When rot is rooted to the core, you have to pull it out.
You're an eco-terrorist. Why am I having this discussion with you?
Fine, bury your head in the sand if it makes things easier for you.
Ivy said, turning her back.
So I take it that you agree with what the clowns are doing to Vought.
Ivy's body tensed and stood motionless.
I read about you and his girlfriend, Harley Quinn, is it? I wonder what it is you and her boyfriend have in common, other than the fact you both are clearly homicidal maniacs.
In an instant, Ivy lunged at Annie and began to choke her out.
Take it back. You take it back, you little...
Ivy was cut off from Hughie as the guards broke into the room and pulled her off of Annie.
I don't suppose you have a plan to get us out of this place, love.
Butcher whispered into the phone.
My plan is underway. We have already contaminated the ingredients that will be served for dinner in the entire ward you are staying at.
So you're going to give us food poisoning?
No, pretend that you've eaten your meal, and then once you start to notice the others being sick, mimic them.
All right, then what?
We've replaced a crew with employees unaware of your true nature. The more normal residents will be taken to Gotham General. Once you're in the ambulance, hijack it. You won't have much time before they catch you, but there will be a nearby plane waiting for you not far away.
What about the girls?
We have a different plan in mind for them. Are you in or out?
She asked him after a moment.
In.
A Vought cargo ship sailed freely. There was nothing to be seen but the ocean. Suddenly, the ship stopped moving. The captain couldn't understand what happened. He looked over and saw the water around the ship had frozen. They got stuck on ice, which could only mean one thing. He ran to the radio, but all the lights on the ship went down. A man wearing a comically large blue helmet shaped like a magnet flew above them and removed all their guns. The crew felt something hit the ship. Black Manta's crew invaded the ship and gunned down the security. The men ran to the boxes and desperately opened them. V-24 and needles. They injected themselves and their limbs lit up golden. They were able to fight back against Black Manta's crew, but that was only a temporary triumph. Before they could even get to Black Manta, Cheetah, a mix between a woman and the animal attacked and slit their throats with her claws. Black Manta walked over to the boxes and kicked one of the corpses.
These idiots wasted the merch on themselves, but there's plenty.
I don't get it.
Cheetah said and licked the blood out of her paw.
This didn't even make them that strong.
You fought Wonder Woman. They're weak for you. I could loot this bucket on a bad afternoon. Sure, Dr. Polaris and Bizarro speeded things up, but I didn't actually need them. But with these, they became dangerous, especially in numbers.
Black Manta showed Cheetah his hands full of V-24 flasks.
And we have numbers.
Black Manta went back to his submarine with Cheetah. Dr. Polaris sank the ship with the remaining crew deep into the ocean.
Bizarro, don't get rid of the evidence.
Black Manta contradictorily ordered from his earpiece.
Make sure their people can see the ice.
Bizarro used his fire breath and melted all the ice left. It was like the ship was never there and was just the ocean and nothing more. It was not long after her scuffle with Ivy that Annie found herself back in her cell.
Ivy's being transferred to a new cell.
She heard someone tell her. She turned around and saw Red Robin in her cell.
What do you want?
Information about Vought and the Seven.
Why should I tell you? I thought your boss was getting us transferred.
Because you have a target on your back.
She heard a familiar voice. She looked out of the cell and saw Wonder Girl with Beast Boy.
Sup?
Beast Boy waved. Annie didn't respond.
What happens after I tell you?
You're free to go.
And the others?
Does that include the British guy?
It does.
Why do you want him to be free? From what I've heard, it sounds like he hates you just for breathing the same air as him.
I don't want him free, but Hughie does, so I have to include him.
Annie, listen to us. We need any shred of dirt you have on the Seven. Homelander and Stormfront are trying to mobilize a movement against us. All the while, more villains are starting to attack your world. Homelander and Stormfront are also isolating Ryan.
This caught Annie's attention.
You know about Homelander's son?
His mom met with Superman. She told the League everything. We need any amount of proof as fast as possible.
Where's Becca?
That's confidential, sorry.
Annie eyed Wonder Girl with an annoyed frown on her face.
What's Wonder Woman like?
She's my hero, obviously. She can be a bit overbearing at times, but she means well. I take it that this is about Queen Maeve?
How is she doing? I can't imagine that being around the improved model is helping her psyche.
Diana told us that her self-confidence has taken a beating as of late. She's been downing more alcohol than a college frat house, from what I've overheard.
I have information, but I want to meet with the League first.
Done.
Ships do not disappear out of thin air, Mr. Luther.
Stan Edgar said from a screen in front of the skull table of the Society.
You'd be surprised.
In my world, I'd certainly be. Your formula is impeccable. We manufactured large quantities, but it's worthless if I can't move the product. Modern problems require modern solutions. If you are interested in being my associate, I expect a solution from you.
Edgar turned off the call. The eye holes of the skull on the table lit up red, and an electronic voice announced,
"Ocean Master."
And the announced villain appeared in his usual seat, completely wet as expected.
Vaught's ship is at the exact location they lost signal, but deep, too deep for it to have just sank. It was pushed down. Not just that, there was damage in the bottom. It was frozen and pierced with ice spikes, and the source came from 2 concentrated beams of cold.
Bizarro. The Legion of Doom stole it.
They have become a problem. We need them out of Earth 7 if we want that world.
We don't have a problem. The Justice League does, and they'll solve it as they always do. All we need to do is make sure the League and the Legion bump into each other.
The boys were playing cards at a stairwell Butcher told them to meet at. After a while, Butcher spoke up.
I got us a way out of here.
Butcher told them quietly. This caught their attention.
You did?
What is it?
Amanda Waller, someone from the government here, is going to stage our breakout. At dinner, do not eat anything. We pretend to get sick and line up with the more average patients here. Then we hijack the ambulance they put us on and meet at an airstrip.
Why can't we just wait and take their offer?
You really want to spend any more time here?
No.
Hughie admitted.
What about Kimiko?
They have a different way to get them out.
Annie too, right?
Yeah, her too.
As this happened, Kimiko sat in her cell, clawing at the collar wrapped around her neck. Then, all of a sudden, she saw a guard slip a piece of paper through the slot on her cell door. Kimiko grabbed the paper and felt something made of metal on the back. It was a key. Kimiko looked at the paper and found there was writing on it. 5:30 used this key to unlock the collar. Do not eat. For a moment, Kimiko felt joy at the prospect of escaping. However, she noticed that the letter did not mention Annie. Kimiko looked at the key, trying to figure out a way to hide it, until she remembered something. If the food is going to be tainted, then it wouldn't seem suspicious if she threw up. The key looked like it would be easy enough to swallow. She readied herself before hiding the key. Annie looked around her new surroundings. It was unlike anything she had ever seen. The watchtower looked like something out of a high-budget science fiction blockbuster. The Titans were escorting her to meet with the League. She was taken to what looked to be a questioning room. She still had her collar on. On the other end of the room was another door, and out stepped Wonder Woman.
Starlight.
It's Annie.
Annie bluntly told her.
I see. What do you wish to tell us?
First, I want you to answer some questions for me, if that is all right with you.
Diana looked to be thinking it over before she decided on something.
Very well, proceed.
Wonder Girl mentioned you know about Ryan, and that Becca told you everything, so you would know how he was conceived. Why haven't you just ended all of this? I feel that 90% of you could have stopped Homelander 100 times over, but you haven't. Why?
A good number of your population are unaware of Homelander's true nature. If we immediately proceeded to attack him and the rest of your world's heroes, we would look like invaders. He and Stormfront are using his image to rally against us, which is making things more difficult. We would look like invaders trying to subjugate your world.
Annie digested what Wonder Woman told her. She understood what the League was doing.
How are the rest of them doing?
Noir is recovered, but Vought does not want to put him out on the field. We've marked him as a person of interest regarding something else, which I cannot share with you. A-Train was excommunicated from the Church of the Collective. The Deep might not be far behind, after his incident with Aquaman. Queen Maeve's alcoholism has grown worse, and risks Vought's new image for her.
You mean that she's just bi and not a lesbian?
Yes, that one.
I have something that would be very useful for you.
What is it?
Stormfront's a Nazi.
Wonder Woman did not seem to be taken aback by this.
When I say that, I'm not calling her some alt-right dipshit. I mean, she was a legitimate Nazi who had brunch with Hitler.
Annie said, recalling a photograph of Stormfront sitting at a table with Adolf Hitler himself. Wonder Woman was silent, clearly taking in the information.
You don't believe me?
No. I have no reason to doubt your claims so far. Becca mentioned she used to be a superhero, known as Liberty. One of the prisoners here, Vandal Savage, is over 10,000 years old and aligned with the Nazis in World War II.
We talked to the younger sister of one of her victims.
Where did you come across this?
A-Train gave it to us. Stormfront used to be a part of the church. They had information regarding her past. The folder should be at our hideout. It will have everything you need.
Thank you for your cooperation, Annie.
So what happens to me now?
Wonder Woman's smile disappeared. She looked a little upset.
We'll need to debate that, I'm afraid.
All the Arkham inmates stepped out of their cells for a lineup as the guards took notes and confirmed none was missing. Psycho Pirate removed his mask. It was the first time Hughie saw his real face and heard his real name.
Roger, Hayden.
A guard referred to him and put a check mark on his notes.
Chuck Brown.
The man in the other cell was thin, not naturally. He didn't eat well, and he looked weak and poorly clean. The guard checked his wrist for new wounds. Still the same old scars.
That's Kite Man.
I thought a guy with that name would be more fun.
A judge sent him here after he tried to kill himself in Blackgate. He was killed by Ugly Bruno Mannheim in '52, but when history changed again, he came back with a brand new, tragic backstory.
Oh,
Hughie said, remembering he was talking to a clinically insane man.
His son died, but I'm pretty sure he didn't even exist before.
I heard you, Pirate.
You heard the truth. I didn't used to exist on this Earth. Neither did your kid exist.
Kite Man!
Chuck Brown yelled and tackled Psycho Pirate. They both fell on Hughie.
Hell yeah!
The guards pulled both of them apart and dragged the two villains and Hughie away.
I didn't do anything. You were on the floor with the two assholes. You're going with them.
The boys witnessed Hughie being taken to isolation before the food was served as Waller planned. Hughie went through the metahuman wing. He looked around looking for Annie, but could find no sign of her. He saw Kimiko, who ran to the bars and watched Hughie with worry.
Kimiko, hey, where's Annie?
Keep walking.
The guard said and pushed him. They passed by the metahuman wing and reached a series of cells similar to solitary confinement. But unlike in prisons, these were actually rubber rooms. The guards forced Hughie in a straitjacket and locked him in. It was late in the afternoon. Elena sat in the living room of her sister's home. Her sister was not due back until another hour thanks to some work delay. Elena heard the doorbell ring, then incessantly, as she made her way to the door. She opened it, and on the other side was a woman dressed like a barbershop quartet. There were holes in the sides of her hat that acted as an opening for her blonde twin tails. The large smile on her face mixed in with the uncanny doll-like stare of her blue eyes unnerved her. She took out something from her pocket, a kazoo, and blew into it.
Oh!
She was about to sing before Elena shut the door. Almost immediately, the doorbell rang incessantly, no doubt because of the woman. Elena opened the door.
If you don't leave, I will be calling the cops.
Sorry, but my client paid me 3 G's to sing to ya. If I don't, I have to pay her back.
Elena sighed. She had no idea that Maeve would be this desperate.
Tell her I said to stop.
You can tell her yourself. She's in the back of my truck.
Elena sighed. She felt that she had no other option.
Take me to her.
Okie dokie.
The singer replied in a childish manner.
She wants to speak with you.
The woman replied, tapping the back of the truck.
She's kinda shy. It'll take her a bit to coax her out. I need to get something out front. It won't take long.
Elena sighed.
Maeve, I know you're in there. I'm sorry. I thought you would understand after that incident. Is this about Wonder Woman? I can't help you with that.
Just then, the back of the truck opened up. Inside the back was no one. Elena knew what was going on. She quickly turned around, but saw the woman holding what looked to be a cork gun. She fired, knocking Elena into the truck, all while something wrapped around her. It looked like a multicolored string. The woman, Harley Quinn, jumped into the truck and shut it.
No, let me go!
Harley put her finger against her mouth and shushed her.
Don't worry, I've got just the thing.
Harley said, pulling out a roll of black duct tape. She tore out a piece and put it against Elena's mouth. She then wrapped some more against her ankles. Harley then took out something else in her pocket. It looked like a red Sharpie. Elena tried to break free.
Stop struggling!
Harley said as she drew what appeared to be a smile on the duct tape.
There, all better.
Harley said before heading over to the door and opening it. Outside the door was the Joker.
Sorry, Harley. I thought our passenger would get lonely being all here by herself. Tell you what, you drive us to the place and you can listen to all of your favorite songs.
Really?
Harley asked giddily as she ran past the Joker.
Sorry about all the hassle, Elena. Harley can be a bit empty-headed at times, but she means well.
Elena could only let out muffled sounds.
Good. Glad to know there are no hard feelings involved.
Joker said as he sat down. Elena struggled to try to break out of her bonds, but could not free herself.
Oh, relax. I'm pretty sure you've heard all about me, especially all of the horrible stuff I've done. But don't worry. I'd say about only 90% of those claims are true. Besides, I'm not going to kill you. Well, hopefully, I won't kill you. It's nothing personal. I just need something from your ex. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Butcher, Frenchie, and MM lay in beds in Arkham's nursery. They pretended to experience extreme pain. Some of the inmates who had actually eaten the poisoned food were vomiting blood, and Waller went the extra mile to make it look authentic. The staff was among the youngest in Arkham and less experienced, as Waller planned, and they had no idea who the boys were. When they checked the boys' data, They found fake names, and they appeared to be non-violent patients with mental issues that wouldn't be too much trouble. The trio were taken in stretchers out of Arkham, but when they were leaving, Aaron Cash and his guards stopped them.
What are you doing?
They're severely ill. We're taking them to Gotham General.
You even know who these guys are?
Butcher kicked Cash's stomach. The others dropped the act and took the guards' guns and pointed them at their heads. At that moment, the lights went off. Butcher looked at the clock on the wall and smiled.
Right on time.
In her cell, Kimiko used the key on her inhibitor collar and freed herself. She used her reacquired super strength to pull down the metal door. She remembered the way out of Arkham. Instead, she ran to the isolation cells to get Hughie. Back at the Arkham entrance, Butcher kept the gun at Cash's head. There was a hospital crew there with their hands up. Butcher looked at them and asked,
"Which of you is the ambulance driver?"
I am.
"Give him your keys,"
Butcher said, and the driver tossed his keys to Frenchie. Frenchie knocked out the guard with the gun and ran to the ambulance. Right after Frenchie left, the phone in the reception rang.
"I believe that's for me."
MM grabbed the phone and tossed it to Butcher.
"Leave now."
"What about the others?"
"Miyashiro went on a little detour to rescue Campbell. You don't have the time."
"You'll have to wait."
"An airplane landing near Arkham isn't exactly low-key, Butcher. I said go."
Butcher hung up.
"We may have to wait a little bit."
Hughie scratched his face against the walls, but the rubber room did not satisfy his need to scratch. Suddenly, Kimiko arrived and ripped off the door. She tore his straitjacket and he finally could scratch his nose.
"Thanks. Are we still on time?"
She answered by shrugging her shoulders, and the two ran out of Arkham. At the entrance, Aaron Cash attempted to grab his radio. Butcher hit him in the face with the gun. Hughie and Kimiko appeared. Butcher and MM hit the guards and they all ran to the ambulance. Frenchie already had it running and the back was open. They jumped in and he raced away as fast as he could. They could see the guards following them in cars and shooting at them. Butcher shot back.
Are we there yet, Frenchie?
Getting there. Oh no.
The plane was already taking off. Frenchie stepped on the gas and they jumped out of the ambulance. They yelled that they were there and the back of the plane opened. They ran, but there was no way they could get in. Kimiko grabbed Frenchie and Hughie and hurled them both inside the plane, then did the same to Butcher and MM. She tried to jump in herself, but the plane was too high.
"We can't leave her,"
Hughie said. He could see the worry on Frenchie's face. The four held hands and held onto the plane. Frenchie, with almost his entire body hanging out, tried to offer his hand to Kimiko. She climbed a tree and jumped. She was able to grab Frenchie's hand, and the others pulled them both inside the plane. The back closed, and they all lay on the floor breathing heavily, too tired.
"What now?"
Butcher asked the pilot. A glass wall shut in the front of the plane, separating them from the pilot, and gas was discharged inside the plane, causing them all to pass out.